Monday message. I'm Nikki Novo, your spiritual mentor. And today we're going to talk about a very common pickle, I like to call it, which is, are we coming from fear or are we coming from intuition? Because the truth is, even though they're on two separate ends of the spectrum, they sometimes feel and seem very similar. So in my experience, I find that there are two motivators in life. We either are motivated by fear or we're motivated by love. And in this case, in the case of the video, I'm going to use love I'm going to use the word intuition. I'm going to use a few other words because love can be many things, right? But basically in life, we're either coming from one or the other. And listen, it does not mean that coming from fear doesn't work, because coming from fear really works sometimes. I mean, I remember my early 20s were all about the fear of not being enough. And because of that, I created a really impressive resume for myself. I mean, I became an overachiever, and damn it, everything I did was great and impressive because I was really afraid of not being enough. But what happens is that fear ultimately gets stale, and it actually starts really depleting us and really pulling from us. And when it stops working, it really feels like a crisis, and we don't know what's going on. And it's because it's almost like spoiled milk, the way that we were going about things just doesn't work anymore. So now what? Right? And that's when we need to ask ourselves, am I being motivated by fear? Should I be switching over to the motivation of love, which is the feeling of, having hope and having faith and knowing, right? That intuitive part of ourselves, just knowing. That's what that other type of motivation is. So in order to know if we're coming from fear or if we're coming from intuition, I'm going to give you two questions to ask yourself, okay? So the first question is real simple. It's, how am I feeling, okay? If we are feeling super stressed, super upset, tired, depleted, and kind of blah, I guarantee you that you are living your life through the motivation of fear, meaning that all your decisions are based on trying to avoid a negative outcome, which means I have to work 12 hours a day because I'm afraid of not making enough money, right? So I'm going to push myself and work those hours because I'm afraid of not being able to pay my rent. I am going to go on every dating app there is because I'm afraid that if I don't do that, if I'm not super proactive, then I'm not going to meet the partner for me, right? And we live in this fast pace, and we're nervous and we're stressed and we're worried and we're anxious. And yeah, sure, we might be getting some results for sure. Definitely not the best, but at the end of the day, our lifestyle sucks, right? Now, imagine coming from being motivated by love, right? Being motivated by hope and vision and faith, okay? So it does not mean you're not gonna stop working, a bunch, and it doesn't mean that you're not gonna stop being proactive about your dating life, but it just means that you're gonna be like, you know what, I'm going to sign up for this app because I feel very called to do that, and that feels good to me, so I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do this in my business, even though it may seem like a lot of work and it's really hard, but I'm gonna do that because I really believe that it's going to bring me this. And just as I talk to you, don't you feel different? Yeah, because you're coming from this vision place rather than this fear, scared, oh my God, is this gonna work out place, right? So that's the first question to ask yourself. How are you feeling? What does an everyday life look like to you? Okay. The second question is, am I not listening to my intuition, right? So that means we all get intuitive hits, and I don't care if you don't even know what intuition means. You get little gut feelings. They're do this, do that. You should really follow this. And even though we get them, a lot of times we don't listen to them, right? And that inaction is actually showing that you are being motivated by fear, meaning that you're getting the hit, you're getting the message from your intuition, you know that it's the right thing to do, but you don't do it, not because you're lazy, not because you're putting it off. You're not doing it because you are afraid, meaning I'm not going to take that step because I'm afraid I'm going to put myself out there too much. In dating, I feel that I should be put on bubble, but that intuition's really not that important. That message is really not that important. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to do that really because I'm afraid of putting myself out there. I'm afraid of getting hurt. So really what looks like, oh, I'm just not taking action on my intuition is actually showing that you are afraid, right? And that's the way you're living your life, as opposed to taking your intuition, really following it, because you're showing the universe that you believe and that you have hope and that you have faith and that you're following this vision and you're living your life through the motivation of faith and love and hope. Understand? All right. So the reason I bring this up is because, I mean, it's such a game changer if you can change your motivation from fear to one of love. Like, I mean, your whole life will change. It really is that dramatic. And also, I mean, it's just going to give you a better lifestyle, and I really want that for you. So please take this seriously. I know it's a little heavy. Watch it again if you need to. If you've been watching this video, it's really because you've been called, and can't wait to see your life change. So thank you so much for joining me. Remember, stay on your spiritual path, and if you find yourself falling off, just know that I'm here every Monday. And until next time, much love to you.